Yeah, so Euclid as a mission goes back 15 or more years as a mission concept. And the idea was to study the contents of the universe. And specifically, the primary content of the universe is this substance or property of the universe that we call dark energy. And this dark energy is making the universe expand faster and faster as time goes on. So we've known for 100 years that the universe is expanding, it's getting bigger, but we've only known for about 20 years that that expansion is getting faster and faster. Now that fact that that expansion is getting faster and faster is sort of counterintuitive. And the reason is you think in a universe where there's gravity, and we know that there's gravity in the universe, that's going to want to pull everything together. That's what gravity does. But instead, we see, if we look at the very wide universe, we see that instead of the universe being pulled together, it's being pushed apart by something. We don't know what that something is, and we give the name of our ignorance of what that is. We call it dark energy. And so we want to study that. And so in Europe, at the level of the European Space Agency, which is sort of the European equivalent to NASA, there was a call for mission ideas about 15 years ago, and two separate groups put in mission ideas, one to study dark energy in one way and one to study dark energy in another way. And both ideas were selected for more study, and after a few years of study, they merged these two ideas, which had two different names. And so the merged team, which was selected to go ahead and build a space mission, was asked to come up with a name. And so at that time, they were looking for a name. A lot of times, space missions have names that are acronyms, but more often what we've been doing in the last few decades is we've been naming them after famous or influential people. And so they were looking for a name of someone famous and influential in this area that was since it's a European mission, also a European name. And one of the properties of this dark energy is it affects what we call the geometry of the universe, how the universe looks, how the universe expands over time. So they thought, what more apt and appropriate name for studying the geometry of the whole universe than to call this mission Euclid, who, as a Mason, I'm sure you know, Euclid is considered the father of geometry. And when we talk about space as we think of it, with right angles and that sort of thing, we talk about Euclidean space, the Euclidean three-dimensional space. So Euclid is really a name that is synonymous with geometry, and given that we're trying to study the geometry of the whole universe, Euclid was the name that we picked, and we're really excited about this name and the connotations with geometry that you mentioned.